Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Guess I better make sure my mic is set up here. This is not a professional stream here. It looks like we're good. Let's bring in our fancy smancy guest here. Coming to the stage live
hey guys,
from Arkansas. We got Ben. What's up, brother?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I think we'll go like this. I think we like this better here. I know, it's a little close, a little like right up in front of our face there. What's going on, chat? How's it going? Ben, welcome. Happy Thursday evening to you, sir.
Yes, sir. You too. Everybody, actually.
Right, so you can't do a stream talking about overclocking without a nice beverage here. This is a Sierra Nevada hazy little thing. It's an IPA, 6.7%, 19 ounces. Chat, we're back to it. Frosty mug, little beverage here. It's that type of stream, especially when you're talking about overclocking here tonight, which should be fun. We're also going to take a little look at a new Hive OS that Ben has a sneak peek at that I haven't even had access to. So how dare you, Ben?
I'm the only one with it.
Oh damn! All right, way to rub my nose in that. Appreciate
it's
that. You know. So. Very cool. So guys, Ben, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit for the individuals that don't know who you are? How dare they? But go ahead, introduce yourself. Give everybody the rundown, your resume, your details.
Yeah, so Ben Smith. I'm in Arkansas. I own Immersion BTC. We're self-mined, Immersion mine, hobbyist. You've been to it. Here in Arkansas, also doing. We have a construction company called Blockchain Construction. We're building some sites throughout Arkansas right now. Working with Arkansas Blockchain Council as a founding member of that, trying to help a buddy get some miners in at one of his sites here in Arkansas, block ops mining. So just doing a lot of stuff here in Arkansas. I try not to venture out into the world. So
Andy says Ben has mineral oil running through his veins.
Yeah, I have something for sure because I feel like I bathe in it every day, as you found out in your video, right?
It was an absolute mess. Even at my small of scale, it was an absolute mess trying to go ahead and do this. And I set up something a little fancy for tonight. You know, can't come in small here. So we'll add in our other guest here, and that is our immersion tank live from the shed. Hanging out with us tonight. So this is what we're actually going to be playing with a little bit here, guys. This is my fog hashing immersion system. It's an S19 XP and a S19J Pro 100 terahash that we do have in here. And then I had a little fun. We also added in here guest number 2. We do have in our watt meters for each of those units, dedicated watt meters, so we could see the watts at the wall. So yeah, something a little different, you know. I thought it'd be fun. It's like, why sit here and push buttons in Hive if we can't actually see them? So this is actually now the XP is on the right. It's about 3,900 watts. And let's take a look in Hive right now. I'll give you a quick heads up before we jump in. Right now we're at 170 terahash on the XP on the right, and we're at 107 on the left. Which is at the 3,000. So we got a little something going on here, you know.
Yeah.
Immersion is magic. I'll tell you what.
It's a game changer. Sometimes it's a love hate.
Sometimes
love hate. Some days. Just wait till you got to repair one of the things.
I regret. I do not look forward to the day that I have to lift one of those things out of there. It will be an absolute nightmare. Like, I hope to never touch them. Don't break them. Don't just leave them.
Yeah, I know. I wish it was stayed that way though, but it does not.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, those of you guys not exactly familiar what you're looking at, this is a fog hashing system. It's an immersion system. This is one of 2 pieces. This is the immersion tank. So this holds the units. Kind of think like a fish tank here. The oil is non-conductive, so you don't need to be concerned regarding the fact of, you know, hey, water and electronics don't mix. It's not necessarily water, it's oil. So it's sitting in oil. It's actually 70 liters of oil is actually what's in here. And both of the ASICs have been prepped entirely. So completely cleaned out, all the fans removed. I actually put in the dummy plugs just to be safe, but a lot of your aftermarket firmware, you can disable that. So it doesn't do that check in these. And yeah, they're fully immersed in here. The oil overflows into the tank in front of us that you guys see. That's kind of a little waterfall effect that you see there. That's your overflow tank. And then that green unit is actually a pump. And on the right-hand side of that pump, not towards the red dial, but right in the middle almost. And I can actually hear, let's act somewhat professional here. Hang on. We can go ahead and let's see. How do we do this? How do we make you make this the center of our attention here? Let's do it. Nope. Not me. I think you like drag them, don't you? There we go. Oh man, we technical. So the unit right in the center here, in the very center where that silver hose is, at the very bottom, there's actually like a divot cut out. So it sucks up the oil, goes through the pump, and then goes out that right-hand side, goes out to a dry cooler. The dry cooler cools it, and then it actually comes back in. And you can actually see the hoses coming in to this. They're on the right-hand side, but they're really difficult to see regarding this angle. So yeah, worked out pretty well.
Has your Ethernet cables hardened or anything that stays?
Not yet, but the one thing I've noticed, I'm actually glad you said that. The one thing I've noticed with this system is the fact of every once in a while, my ASICs will report like a network down, like quick, like an issue. So I don't know if I need to re-terminate them. I don't know if I need to try different Ethernet cable. This is nothing special, just Cat5. But that's what I'm not. Have you run into that before?
Yeah, it's showing up on Hive, right?
Yes, on Hive. But when I check the miner, it shows zero down. Like it doesn't show any down outage or anything.
Yeah. So yesterday in our test run, I guess, of the beta OS or whatever, they had mentioned that there's periodic drops in the network or whatever, but it's not really happening. It's
damn it, then get rid of that.
Yeah, they're working on it, I think. Okay. There's a few things that it does do that, because I've noticed mine doing that here recently. And I don't know, they just done an update of the firmware, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know. They ran it the other night, but I don't pay attention to it, honestly.
Got you. So cool. Let's check in with chat here, see who's coming to hang out with us. Your friend Andy is here. We got Richie Rocket, Rob Mines. Yeah, Crypto Craig is here by service. DJ Mines, thank you very much for great Caspa stream there. Did you pump Caspa? I got to look, DJ. Did you pump it? Because you streamed, so that means you pumped it.
So I've got something to admit to you, too.
Oh, I have been waiting for this. I'd love to hear, Ben. Why don't you tell me? Tell the story, Ben. Come on, everyone listen up. All right?
So I was on the phone with Blake yesterday and from Musk Miners. And for those of you who don't know, we were all in Miami together. Us, Patrick, DJ, Andy, Musk, some other guys, and we were out eating dinner one night. And Hobbyist sat across from me and was like, "Oh, you got to get this Caspa thing, blah blah blah." And me and Blake just was tearing him a new one. And me and Blake on the phone yesterday, he was like, "Oh, that SOB was right. We should have listened." I said, "Dude, I've been thinking about that for weeks."
I have been waiting for this moment. So, folks, we're sitting at a nice steakhouse, hanging out, and I brought up Caspa to a bunch of Bitcoin maxis at the table. And Andy was there, and Andy had mined some. But Andy was thinking about getting a Caspa miner, but he wasn't really too sure. While I'm sitting there, and this was what? Was that July? So it was like
mining disrupt was, yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. So if we go to CoinGecko and take a look real quick here, because I'm very curious on where this ended up being at with Caspa. Let's take a look, because I feel like,
back when you could GPU mine it still, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was right. Let me share here. Let's take a look.
I know Son of a Tech has been promoting Caspa for a minute though. So,
he's been. Trust me, everybody has got their recommendation from Son of a Tech, and it is well deserved there. So okay, first off, Richie Rich coming in with $100 Richie Rocket $100 donation. I apologize for the consultation reschedule, sir. Here's some support. No problem. Thank you very much for the $100 donation. Those of you guys not familiar, I was actually on a consulting call before this working with a guy from Phoenix. We were getting up RTX A4500s. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of these before. They are beast. And he had 5 of them in 8-card miner dude systems. And it was awesome getting these things up and running. I'm still working on it. He put all of them on Chlor, and they are like rocking Chlor right now. But anyways, if you're interested, I do offer consulting services. Go check it out, hobbyistminer.io, and you can sign up and schedule time with me. So let's take a look here, Mr. Ben. Back in July, when we were there. All right, 2 cents, Ben. 2 cents. We're at dinner. I'm like, hey guys, we got, just want a heads up, like a real Caspa's gonna pop off. It's really going, and I got a bunch of Bitcoin maxis at the table telling me I'm crazy. Why would I do such a thing? It's not worth it. And we were talking about the KS1, and it was the KS1 guys? It was like $1,200 a day is what we were talking about at that time, because we were talking about Red Panda Mining getting it.
And Red Panda, that's right.
Yeah, and we were like, he got one. It's 1,200. Like, this is like, what do you guys think? Because we had like Musk miners there from a mining farm perspective. We had you there from a mining farm perspective, and we were chatting it out. And I'm like, what do you guys think? And you guys are all like, yeah, you guys, it's pump and dump. It'll be gone in the next month or so. And I am so thrilled to hear that you guys were talking about me in the told you so moment.
Yeah, we did. He did bring that up, and I said, "Dude, I was thinking about that the other day." That being said, we are over at Block Ops. We are hosting some Caspa miners over there.
Yeah, tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that, because I think most of last time you were on the stream, we had talked about Immersion BTC, the self mine site that you guys have, but you've also stepped into a role with Block Ops. And what are you doing over there exactly, or what did you guys do over there?
I don't know if it's really a role. It's just more helping a buddy out right now. Me and the owner becoming really good friends, just like me and you and me and Blake and all them. Just doing what we can do, but trying to help him get connected to the right people. Kind of got his operations up and going for him. But they have a 7 megawatt site. They have like 3.5 megawatts under contract right now, running units, but they just started are going to start accepting Caspa miners from Blake and them, or Musk is going to send them some hosting for Caspa miners. There's been a lot of interest in it, I guess. Obviously, I mean, I looked at it today, was it like $200 or something like that at 7 cents? 8 cents, you're making like $200 a day. And then I know a lot of guys are doing the what is it? Two miners? Two miners? Yeah, they can convert it over to Bitcoin, get paid out in Bitcoin. It's pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, from your side of the world, very like Bitcoin heavy, do you find that like people view these things, like especially like the Caspa miners, that just like take the profit and convert it to Bitcoin because they have more faith in Bitcoin, versus like someone in my boat where it's like, I want the Caspa, I don't even want the Bitcoin?
I don't know. What are one of these things going for? Like $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 or something like that?
Oh, significantly less. I mean, now granted, the price isn't there anymore, but I got my KS2 in the other day for $3,300. But I literally purchased at like this unicorn moment in the beginning of November, but they've definitely gone up. Let me look here real quick here. Let's see here. Let's take a look here.
So would you buy the, was it Ice River, or would you buy the Bitmain?
Ice River, 100%. Bitmains, it's not worth it. The Bitmains are overpriced, to be honest with you. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So like, I got the KS2, it's going for $6,500, which is insane. It's just, everything has gone up. I mean, I ordered my KS2 when Caspa was 5 cents. So like, it's more than doubled. And now it's $6,500 here on asicmarketplace.com. But like, if you're at a hosting site like what you're talking about, let's say you go with the KS3, like 8 gigahash here, you're at 17.7. And there is some overclock software out there that gets this 8 gigahash to 9. So like, it makes it really impressive, because if you go to the Bitmain, And chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go to Bitmain and you take a look at their miner, where is it? I should probably just passed it. Let's search here. Theirs is like significantly, yeah, like look at theirs. Their Bitmain, theirs is 9.4, but for the price is significantly more. Like if you can get that other unit and overclock it to 9, okay, you're giving up less than half a hash rate, and look at your price difference. Like, you know, you have quite a price difference there. Yeah.
The only thing I would think about, and this is what from operation standpoint.
Sure.
Where are you sending? You're sending Ice River back to Hong Kong to get fixed, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of anyone having theirs fixed yet. That could be the case. I know with Bitmain, like they have a repair facility for me in Delaware. I don't know if that's the closest one for you as well.
Yeah. That's where we have some stuff over there right now. But yeah, so that's the only concern from like an operation standpoint is our understanding. We were talking to some folks, and we're going to have to send them back to Hong Kong if you do the Icy River, Ice River, whatever they're called.
Icy River, I like that one. That's a good one.
Icy River, whatever it is. Yeah. See, Andy said you got to send it back. Yep. See, you're talking about 3 weeks of not mining, $200 a day times 21 days. It's a lot of money.
Crazy.
You know?
It is.
If
it
not
absolutely
more.
is. Cool. So let's jump into a little bit here on Hive. Let's take a look at my side of the world with the immersion setup. And so I am very new to the immersion side of a mining, let alone with the Hive OS firmware. So I actually had a Hive log in and load up. Let me share what I'm sharing here. They actually loaded up both these miners as their AM logics. So AM logic is not as easy as like putting in an SD card or something like that. So they pushed out everything in here. Let me see if I could do it this way. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And I'll zoom in here so people can see, make it easier. So right now, what I have done, let me show what I have done so far. And then Ben, you can give any recommendations or changes or things like that. So those of you guys interested in some of the watts here, we could take a closer look at that too. Why don't we look right now? So we were just talking about that. So at our watts right now on this unit are 3,960 at the wall. So that gives you an idea.
Roughly 10%. Roughly 10% difference in what the firmware calculates.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Your firmware, is always. I shouldn't say questionable, but it's not entirely accurate. Like you never want to go off of the firmware or the website. You always want to go ahead and kind of do your own thing. Absolutely there. So let me go ahead and we'll go back here. Figuring out this fancy software here. Okay, cool. So what I have done so far, and you can see in here, the volts are about 13.8 right now. And I've gone in and let's see, was it overclocking? Yes. Okay. So in overclocking, I've come in, selected hash rate, and I picked 180 terahash. Like that's what I picked so far. And I set it to normal. So do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown on the big differences between like normal and max efficiency and what you've seen so far?
Yeah, so normal is just like if you were to turn it on and it would spin it up to that hash rate, just like it should do. And then on hash rate, you can't do it without auto tune. So it still does some tuning to get it up to that particular hash rate at every chip level. Then that max efficiency, what it's doing, I use the max efficiency because I'm still underclocking a lot of my stuff. It says 3 hours. It's usually about an hour. And it will pick each chip and give it a certain frequency and then back it off. And then, it keeps doing that down till it adjusts to the ultimate, joules per terahash there, and kind of says, okay, each chip does good at this one. Because it'll run it to its max essentially, and then shut it off.
So it's actually tuning at a chip level, individual chip level then.
Yep, they tune at the chip level, each individual chip. They also something Hive does now is that when you do that efficiency there, based on your temperatures, it will run it to whatever the highest setting you have, if the temperature will allow it. But if it starts getting overheated or something, it drops it by a percentage and then drops it by another percent. And then it'll go down to where it runs it within that temperature setting that you put in there. And then as it cools back off, it runs it back up. So for an air-cooled guys, you can use Hive and do some overclocking for, the cooler nights. And then in the daytime, it'll auto-adjust itself back down. And at night,
interesting.
Yep. So
if you set, now would that be something you would set, like I would select max efficiency here for it to do that? Is that correct?
Yep. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now for me with immersion, because it kind of keeps it pretty consistent with immersion and your oil and stuff. Not that I'm going to do it now because that takes 3 hours, but do you recommend doing max efficiency?
Yeah. Yes, I do, because that's the name of the game, right? Is just to do efficiency, period. Let's see, what's this? I'm not a fan of the Hive. You're going to like something I'm going to show you here in a little bit.
Okay. He's got a little sneak peek. I'm interested to see it.
Yeah. But yeah, so, if the more efficient you are, the less power you're paying, the more Bitcoin you're making. So I always set everything to the most efficient.
Okay. So one thing I did do, and I did find, is inside of the firmware, there's the immersion bath one. Is that pretty much just that tells it not to, is that just not to check the fans? Is that pretty much all that does?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay, cool. Cool. And then what do you got?
No. Go back to your firm there.
Yep.
It's not. I won't advise this, but if you ever had a cooling problem, you can adjust those temperatures up to keep them
down
running.
Here.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, right here. So like hotter temperatures.
I actually have one tank right now that is running fairly hot. I've got some scale buildup on the water side of the plate heat exchangers. I got to get them changed out, and so I've had to play with those right there, and it keeps them running, so not shut down.
So I guess we can get more insight by going to the IP address for the miner. Is that correct?
Yep. Go ahead if you don't mind.
Oh, I absolutely mind. Yeah, let me go ahead and. I don't know how to swap, so I will just remove and then I'll re-add. Let's see to do this fancy technology. All right, so we have up here, and I'll zoom in. This is the actual miner going to the IP address itself. And what should we take a look at?
So the first thing I would say do, if you would go to, all right, so you're setting up your farm, right? You've got your Hive dashboard ready to go, and then you got your miner firmware on it and everything. Go to the Hive OS. Go to that Hive OS. And then you're going to get your farm hash from your dashboard settings. Yep. Make sure you put that in so it pulls it to the dashboard. That's your first move you want to do. If not, you'll get lost. Miner config would be your next one.
Yeah, and I set the flight sheet within Hive OS, so then it just pushes it down.
Yep, that's right. And then if you'll go to the ASIC auto-tune profiles.
Okay, interesting.
There you go. So you can see that it's tuned it. See where it says too many bad chips, too many bad chips.
Oh, yeah, I see that down here. Yep.
So what it's doing is it actually tuned up. I think you were doing like 169, 170. So correct. What it was doing, it tuned it up to that 180 terahash, and then it started finding some bad voltages, bad frequencies on the chips. So that's why it tunes down. See, decreased frequency on chain 1 due to too many bad. Yep, that's it. So that's what it's doing, and that's what. Okay. That's why you can see, so it says it's okay. See chain 1, okay, chain 2, 3.
Yeah, right underneath there. Yeah, that was back on the 23rd. That was last week, actually, a week ago.
When you were probably setting it all up.
Yeah. And other than that, I haven't touched it since. So it looks like it's
and that's all it was doing. So it just will
Oh, there it is right
down.
there. All is okay. Tune is done is what it has kind of in there just below where this is at right now on the side there, which is pretty cool. And then let's see what else is there in here. ASIC management. I know you've recommended going in here before. So this is all the individual chips. Is that correct?
Yep, those are every individual chips and their frequencies.
Wow.
I
like green. Green looks good.
Yeah, green is a good day. Green for green
money. Oh, we got some yellow.
Uh-oh.
Better send it back.
Oh, yeah. You'll never get it back. All right. So here's something else. Here's something else you can do. Let's say this miner, well, you'd have to do it on your J Pro. You can't do it on the XP. But if you had like a J Pro and you had a bad board go out, I don't know. You might be able to do it on the XP with the Hive. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Now I'm thinking about it. But you see where it says disable? You can click that disable and shut that board off to keep
keep it going.
Mining.
Yeah.
To keep it going. So I imagine the XP could do that. That's a question I'll have to ask.
Yeah, you probably could there. It looks like I could do it.
So
have that option to
so
do
when
it.
you had your problem with the XP with the board being out, but sense, it won't let it all. It won't. If one board goes out, they won't run. You could have technically just shut that board off, and then it would have adjusted to it.
Interesting. So would you say from like a configuration perspective, most of your work is done like you're not doing it on the miner, you're doing most of it within Hive OS on that previous screen that we were looking at? Like for you and your farm, like is that where you did a lot of yours? Or were you using Foreman and kind of doing most of it from that perspective?
No, I like to do it on this dashboard that you got right there on the miner level, just to make sure I'm doing everything right. Yeah, you can do it on a large scale, but batch configurations and stuff. But I'm tuning, since my farm's so individualized, I'm tuning every tank to its capability because I know what nothing's made the same. So one tank may outperform the other one and keep it cooler. So it just adjusted on each individual basis. But once it's done, it's done. You can leave it alone.
I like it. Okay, so let's have a little fun here because we have people available. We have the power and we have the cooling. So how far do you think we could push this XP right now?
I don't know.
Take a guess. What do you want to put it at, Ben? What do you want to do? Chat, how far should we push this thing? We're at
so what I would do,
or do we do power consumption?
That's what I was going to say. So do power consumption and turn off auto tune. Now turn your auto tune off.
Okay, auto tune's off and power consumption. Turn it up to 11. Done, Andy. Done. Okay.
I don't know what is the safe operating range on a XP?
Well, I guess you have to question on what the power supply is, right?
Yeah,
I've heard some differences regarding the fact of like 42. It handles up to 4,400, 4,200. Like, anybody in chat got any recommendations here on how far we want to push it? I mean,
I don't want to be responsible for your stuff.
All right, so let's go to 4,400. How's that sound? Does that sound good? We'll try. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, no, don't say that. So cool. So let's take a look here. So I did apply changes there. It's applying it there. So let's go ahead and let's bring this. Yeah, we'll pop these around here. And this is the the watch is really a good place to watch it. Yeah, it'll drop on the right. The right side, by the way, guys, is the S19 XP. And the one on the left is the S19J Pro 100 terahash. I've actually, there it is. Look at that, 7 watts, golden. Now it's interesting on my 100 terahash. I've really the 100 terahash unit. I've struggled. I can't really get that thing to do better than 107. It won't go much farther. It's actually like really surprising.
Are you tuning it? Are you having it auto tune? That's why.
Yeah, I think if we swap, really? Okay, so you think it's because of that?
Yeah, switch it over to your power consumption
and just go the power direction.
Just throw the power to it. Yeah, you'll get about 100. You'll probably get about 120 out of it.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Like, terrible chipset.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll give that some time to ramp up there. Now it is on no auto tune. So in that regard, tell us the difference between auto tune and no auto tune. Like what exactly is our difference here?
You're just throwing the power to it. I mean, no auto tune, you're just throwing the power to it, and whatever it can do, it can do. You know, it might shut down a chain, you know, if it's doing too much or something like that. So it's not going to back itself down at all. It's just going to shut the thing off.
Franco, it is AM logic, correct. The XP is AM logic. Yep. Yep. So we'll give it some time.
The worst one.
You know what? It's really funny. I picked the ASICs I was going to use for immersion. Didn't even think about the fact of like AM logic or not. And then I went to go like prep them. So I prepped them entirely, cleaned them, removed all the fans, got it all ready. And then I'm like, okay, great. Like, let me take a look at putting Hive on them. And then I went, fuck. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, I got my SD cards out and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Yeah.
But thank God they can remote install now. So
yeah, you know what's interesting? I know Mining King's been doing this with some of his. I guess a lot of the Lux and Brains has these toolboxes now that you can install it like on Windows, and then you can just deploy on your network, which is kind of nice. What are your thoughts on that?
I could never get the Brains one to do. Maybe it was just I wasn't, but I could never get them to do. They were supposed to remote install. It was tragic because I had been ASIC.io for a while, and I mean, I actually had them first because of the Amlogic problem. All my stuff came in, and
by the way, sorry I have to interrupt you. Bitcoin broke 38. Just a heads up. Just want to put it out there. Hey, you know, it's an important PSA, important announcement here, people.
It is good.
Broke 38. I just got an alert on my phone. I was like, oh yeah.
Let's go. Look, you're breaking.
So something I heard from Marcus at Hive. You've probably worked with him many times. Was not to auto tune on NiceHash. Go to any other pool but NiceHash when you're auto tuning, and then after your auto tune's done, go back. I don't know if it's some of what happens there. Look, we're at 4,200 right now, doing good. Let's see here. I'm going to refresh. Okay, it is not showing any hash rate yet. Let me go to the miner page, and then I'll show it here. Not showing anything at the miner side yet. Still just says initializing, which is really surprising because, oh, look, it dropped down there. So it shouldn't take too long, right?
No, it's usually just a few minutes.
Okay.
You know, does anybody know what the power supply? I mean, is it version dependent and all that too? Do you know?
I don't know. In chat saying, chat previously was saying to do it to 4,200. I'd have to look. You know what I'd have to do? I'd have to look at, like, if anybody has it, look at the model on the side of the power supply, and then we'd have to look it up. Richie Rocket is saying 4,200 is the magic number.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here. I'm looking at, I'll put it in chat, and I'll link it to you, Ben. Here's the spec sheet on the XP. So I would think if it would have anywhere, it would be there. I can, swapping this up here. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm going to have to ask. I should ask. Got to ask 𝐶HMP. 𝐶HMP is really good with StreamYard. Find out, like, the best way to swap back and forth between everything. What the hell? What is that? Here we go. So this is probably a little hard to see, but this is the spec sheet for the XP. It's not really showing anything regarding power. Yeah. Come on. Do you think they would put that out there?
No, they're not.
No. No, not at all. Not at all.
They got some S21s to sell, dude. They're not telling you how to bump that power up, get more out of them.
What are we at? 38 right now, it looks like. Yeah. All right, we'll do a refresh here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a little. Let me share my screen here. Do this again here. Take a look. So we're at, right now, we're at 172 terahash right now. So a little bit higher than what we were before. And what was our watts here? Let's take a look at our watts.
39 something.
38. 38. Yep.
Yeah,
yep. That's
so
actually not too bad.
The auto-tune was worse.
Yeah, the auto-tune was worse, believe it or not, compared to just throwing some watts at it and hoping for the best, you know?
It's not going to stay.
Which is crazy. What was that?
It's not going to stay that high, though.
Oh, sure. 100%.
It might. I don't know. That's nice, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're down to 169.2 right now.
Yeah, so about
169.2, so it's dropped down a little bit there. What does that put us at for efficiency? Let's break out handy dandy calculator here. 3887 divided by 169. 23. That's not bad. It's not great. I mean, it's funny how like the bar's been set at 20 and below now. Like moving forward. Yeah. Dude, my
Hey, you want to know something though?
Yeah, tell me.
Well, I don't know what about Immersion, but we just moved one of Ricky's XPs playing around with it earlier, and we've set it at 2,000 watts on the auto tune.
Oh wow!
And it was getting 90. This is an air. It was getting 97.7 at 1950. So he was like at 18.5 joules a terahash or something.
Yeah, that's definitely impressive.
Mm-hmm.
There's our little immersion tank. Does it look cute to you, Ben?
That's what I told. That's why I told them though when we did that. I said, "Congrats!" You know, a lot of people were worried about the S21 coming out. I said, "Congratulations, sir! You've now survived the S21 deployment."
Yeah.
Because you're getting the same efficiency.
Yep. Let's see. What does Franco say in chat here? I have 30 S19J Pro Pluses. I have one of those, 117, with an ASIC hub, and I don't know how to configure because all are with the AM logic. I'm with Argentina. Sorry, bad English. Yeah, so AM, you have to reach out to Hive, actually, and you have to have Hive OS deploy. If you're going to go with Hive, you have to have Hive OS actually deploy it for you. Yeah. They'll deploy it right to your ASIC.
Franco, if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, or I have a terrible Twitter name.
Yeah, you do. We need to work on that, Ben.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I don't care. Give them my Telegram or whatever, and we'll get.
I'll put your Twitter in chat. I'll put your Twitter in chat now, so people can reach out to you or follow you or whatever.
Yeah, just send me a DM, and we'll get that set up for you, man.
Yeah. So it looks like we're at 167 right now, but our watts have come down. So I'm curious how far that will go down, and like, will the ASIC continue to try to achieve 4,400, or does it say no? You know, I guess what we could do is really go
to that chip level. Go to the chip level.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, let me see. Let me see what. Yeah, let me see what we're getting in that. Let me bring that up because I think you're right. To see what it gets. Come on, there we go. Let's see. This is right. Yeah. Okay. So let me get rid of that. So we're at you want to look right here, right?
Yeah.
Or were you looking for the? Okay.
So they were all at 550 earlier, right? So
correct.
I'm seeing. So look. Yeah, they're all over the place. So.
What you seeing?
They're all over
what you
the
seeing?
place.
Yeah. Oh, on your numbers there? Yeah, some of them. They are. Some are for 90.
That's your voltage frequencies, right? So
got it.
It's actually why it's doing better, because it's not ramped up all to 550. That's pretty neat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because of the auto. Yeah, that makes sense because of the auto tune there.
Yeah. So you were probably 575 is the best. So.
Yep.
There we go. Tunes again.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything there. I clicked off of it because it didn't have anything new, because it wasn't auto tuned, right? It was just a flat out, kind of, hey, we're gonna set the power to this. What's up there, Hive? Oh, Hivon's in chat. Watch out! Don't say anything bad. Look at the.
Hey, I actually invited. I was talking to their CEO today. I said, "Hey, you want to try to hop on for a little while?" He said he would do it one day. He said he couldn't do it tonight. but he would do. He'd be
We'll
open.
put him right on the spot. Right on the spot. I like it.
That's right.
I like it. Cool.
He told me he doesn't even know how to operate YouTube. So
how's that YouTube's work? On the YouTubes. Yeah. So let's take a look real quick here. We're at 3782, and a refresh on our hash rate. We are at 165. So we kind of come down a little bit here, but that's actually really good. Like that actually is pretty damn decent, especially on an XP. But of course, you're not getting this on air, guys. Like, there's a reason this is in immersion right now because it is happy and nice and cool. Earlier, 𝐸𝐸𝐽𝐸, go ahead.
What's your temperatures?
I can't see that from here. Oh, temperatures of the ASIC, or you mean of the tank of the oil?
Yeah, the ASIC.
Look here. Yeah, hang on here. So we're at 22.9 right now. We just broke 23 from our efficiency. Cool. So we're at 53 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, which actually works out really nicely. So a few people had asked in chat. I know I saw Geek of All Trades, so shout out to him in chat. He had asked about the system. So the tank uses 200 and I think it's 20 or 250 watts. And then the dry cooler is really funny. So when it's cold outside, it uses like 25 watts. It's like nothing. Like the fans are barely spinning. But when it gets warmer, like a 60-degree day, it'll ramp up to about like 420 watts. That's like 425 is like really what it maxes at. So that's something to keep in mind is like, because I know a lot of people sit around doing the math on like an immersion system, thinking about the fact of like, are the additional watts worth it type of deal? But I love this thing. This thing is awesome. Like this mini setup, I kind of wish I would have went with the 6 ASIC system versus the 2. Because now I kind of want more. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's so nice. But yeah, it's worked out really, really well.
So one good thing about Hive, what they did is on their, when you put their firmware on it, used to we had to take an immersion. We had to flip them, right? And put the flip kits on them and stuff like that.
Oh, really? You had to do them the other way?
Yeah, because the intake is on the front of it, right? So
correct. So it's really funny. The fog hashing system has a note in the instructions on that. It's like the best way is taking it and flipping it over, because those of you guys not familiar, the new oil comes in underneath and then it comes through almost like a grate system. So you would think of like airflow, but the downside is they even say in the fog hashing instructions that like, yes, that's the best way to do it. But then it creates the issue of like we need to work on the unit or we have to unplug something. So that's why you end up going this way.
That's right. But so when we did that, the reason we did that is because of the temp sensors, right? So you orientated it the correct way to make it feel like it was running in air. So you had the inlet temperature at the cool side, and the exhaust side is your hot temperature, right? So with Hive, they switch it. They actually trick the ASICs into
really?
That the intake is on the exhaust side now, and the exhaust is on the intake side. So you're getting the appropriate readings there.
That's actually
in
really
the
funny to do
orientation of the unit that it's in. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
So let's.
Yeah, it was a pain in the butt to do it when they were.
Oh, I bet originally. So the XP is on the right, by the way, if you guys are taking a look here, and the S19J Pro 100 terahash is on the left. So let's take a look at the 100 terahash unit here real quick. We'll take a look in Hive, which is really funny because you're going to laugh, Ben, on what's on the screen right now. So we'll get that up here. Network lost. We were just talking about this.
Nah,
Come on, Hive. Yeah, that'd be great. Hive's in chat, so I'd love to hear that. That would be perfect. Putting you on the spot. Let us know what the deal is as to why we see some of the network loss. Because I honestly was ready to go and re-terminate these. And I'll be honest, I have not put my hand in this oil yet, other than the install, which it got everywhere. It was an absolute mess. But yeah, I was ready to go re-terminate these Ethernet plugs, to be honest with you, because I got concerned. So I'm so happy that you mentioned it to me, because my first stop was like, okay, let me log into the ASIC and take a look. You can even see miner uptime, like 6 days here. It's like, okay, because that was when I last played with the overclock settings. It's like, well, if it truly was a lost network, it would have a lot larger of it would have a shorter time period there, which is funny.
Right.
Cool. So let's take a look here. So this right now is set to 100. Yeah, I know. That's right. You like that, Golden Wolf? Yeah. So it's set to 118. So let's take a look at power consumption here. What are you recommending? We just swapped the power consumption. What do you think?
38. Put it on 3800.
3800 and without tune.
No auto tune. Yeah.
Let her rip. And let me go in. I got to swap cameras here. I actually have a computer in my shed with 2 cameras plugged into it right now, joined the StreamYard, and then I have a remote session off to the side where I can swap the cameras up. That's exactly how I'm doing it. So I'm like managing that one off to the side type of deal, which is really funny. So let's take a look here, and we'll take a closer look at this guy, see what we get. So this is on the left. You can see it just went ahead and killed the watts. What do I think of XRP? Baseball Guy Games. Good question there. I'm going to throw it to you first, Ben. What do you think of XRP? And then I'll answer.
I bought some XRP today. I said I bought
Did they do something today?
So, I mean,
what occurred today that you bought XRP?
Kind of buy, so every now and then I bought.
So you do a little
DC. Doge and
so you do a little dollar cost. Oh, so you do dollar cost averaging then. And it sounds like you bought some XRP and Doge.
No, just sometimes I'm just sitting around. I'm just like, I think I'm going to buy some. So no, not really any purpose driven wise, but I mean, what's the whole concept is that it's going to be some kind of type of settlement system through the banks or something.
Correct. Yeah, and I've actually heard Italy has been a big adopter of that. I've heard more and more with XRP. For me, I bought XRP forever ago, several years ago, and I still hold it. And I've purchased more since. XRP is one of those, like, especially with like the entire lawsuit that occurred and the case, everything that went into play. It was, unfortunately, it was very much one of those, like setting an example. And I'm thrilled. I mean, we should all be thrilled that everything worked out with our XRP in their favor, which is awesome. Versus something like Library, which Library ended up not winning their case. And so they're kind of closing up shop there. But for XRP, for me, I'll be honest with you, like, I think DJ talks about this a lot, DJ Minds as well, as like not being emotional or invested into a project. And this is a great example. For me, I'm in it for the profits. I bought it, I held it, and when it pops, I sell it. Done. I have no attachment to that project in any way, shape, or form. It is literally just an avenue to a possible, nice big green candle, and then I'm out type of deal. So that's
which is exactly what a security is, right?
I don't know what you're talking. You shut your mouth. All right. None of that over there.
Exactly what the SEC is arguing.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. So let's see here. We're at 1,000 watts. So it looks like it's still getting powered up here. Over on my side, I'm probably not going to see anything yet. Yeah, we're not seeing anything yet. We'll see where we're at. I'd love to get 120 out of this. That would be fantastic.
I think you'll probably get there. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I have 3 100 terahash units. Those are the units that I use for a lot of my testing with like pool comparisons and stuff. And I'd like to get back to that. We'll have to see. But one of them is in immersion now, so it's kind of biased. Yeah. Like it's kind of hard to versus before they were all equal in air. So I might go back to my other 2, which are air. But I'll be honest, I've almost maxed out my power at my new ASIC shed. We're about 28,800 watts, so about 150 amps, but 80% of that. So I may end up powering off my 100 terahash units and shelving them until the bull run and selling them if I could get a pretty penny for them. Go ahead.
We might be able to work something out there to keep those things going.
Whoa! All right, I like it. But I like where your head's at here.
Yeah,
Block Ops could do something about that. I like that.
Yeah, we can talk to Ricky about that.
Oh, I like that. But yeah. So because for me, like I'm constantly getting new hardware in, as you guys know, as a content creator. So for me, like I just got in the M60. Have you played with the M60 yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, how is it? Look at this. Look at this thing here. I'll swap over real quick here. Let's find it. Where were we at? Let's bring you add to stage. There we go. Let me go back here. Got to go to Shed 2.0. This is everything in my current shed right now. We're starting to get a little bit of hardware in here. The M60 is at 181 terahash right now at 3,700 watts. She's a beast. She's a beast.
That's nice. What's that efficiency?
Let's see here. Calculator coming out. Let me look here. Let me get the exact. I can get the exact hash rate here, or the exact watts, because I think that's going to be important. Let's see. I actually have a video. I actually just had a video coming out earlier this week on this unit. It has 3 different modes on it: 143, 172, and 182. And let's see here. We are at, let's see, 3740 divided by our 182. Oh, fat fingered that. 20.5.
There you go. It's not bad.
I mean, the 143 is definitely better because that puts you at 2728 for your watts, which is really attractive. But you don't buy this unit for 143 terahash. You buy this unit because you want like 170 plus type of deal. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a beast. It's absolutely a beast. Nice. It's funny. So a question for you, especially as like a farm operator and stuff. What are your thoughts on the S19K Pro? Because a lot of farms I've talked to have canceled their S21 orders because of all the opportunity with the S19K Pro, with third-party firmware, with an Epic board. It's like when you're looking at price, it's a big difference. So give me your thoughts.
Well, I know in talking to, Musk and then with Block Ops and stuff, it was like everybody wanted XPs. And then the next day, XPs were dead. Everybody wants K Pro. And that's where they ain't looked back since. It's been been K Pros all the way. The thing about that with farms, they're having to adjust to it though. Like hosting services are having to adjust to it because, I mean, they set their expectations on power cells, right? That's where they're making their margins. So when a unit is more efficient or using less power, that slot that they have accounted for is making, X than what it was. But they just got to keep up with the market too, right? Like it is what it is. So that's why I think a lot of people did start going and accepting the K Pros. I did find out today, though, they have the same problem as the XP. If one chip on the thing goes down, the whole unit goes down. So,
the whole thing on the that's such a pain.
I don't know why BitMain has started that.
I think it's I could give some speculation because with BitMain, but that is definitely a challenge. Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, I think XPs are going to be one of those like hard to get rid of. Like if you have stock and inventory of an XP, I think it like why would you go with an XP if you can go with an S19K Pro? Buy it significantly.
Especially
I just literally bought.
Upgrade.
Yeah, I just bought. I helped to buy. I didn't buy. I mean, I helped to facilitate, but I just helped to get my electrician who will be hosting it at my shed. Because that's where my shed 2.0 is, an S19K Pro. And you're absolutely right. Like, why would you get an XP when you can get a K Pro? You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. I think it's going to be a real challenge. I think the XP will get completely phased out very quickly, especially when the 21 comes on board.
Yeah. And then the update on the K Pro, have you seen that yet?
What is that? Does that give you a higher hash rate?
Yeah. It was. I know the 120s are getting like 135, 136.
Damn, I must have missed that firmware update. I'm gonna have to update mine.
A few days ago it came out, so you can get it straight from BitMain's website.
I'll have to do that because yes, please. Yes, please. I'll take it. 100%. What's the watts look like though on that?
So
you know what that came in at?
Just like on the XPs and the K Pro, if you put it on just straight BitMain firmware, it doesn't give you a reading of the wattage, right? Like how much power it's pulling.
Yep.
So, and the only people I know of haven't metered it yet. So, but I've heard somewhere around 3,500, 34 to 3,500.
Okay. Got you.
Quite a
Okay,
bit
so
more
let's take a look here. So we were at the, yep. So we're at 111 on this unit.
But you were 107.
I was 107. 107. And if we take a look at our watts here, let's take a look at our watts. We're at 3,100. So we were at 107 at about 3050.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. So if we do 3050 divided by 107, that's 28.5. That's not very, very crazy. Or we go ahead and do 3138 divided by 111, 28.2. So what was that first one there? Yeah, so you're very similar. It's like minuscule. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is actually better, believe it or not, by about 0.3. Crazy. Yeah, it seems like this unit really... Yeah, it seems like this unit definitely struggles for the hash rate, regardless of the power. You think we increase the power? You think that gives us a little more?
Nah, it looks like it... I noticed it revved up to like 3,300 and then it wouldn't go any higher. So I don't know if it's going to go higher.
Yeah, it may not. We'll give it a whirl. 4,000. Let's go. Yeah. Why not? Right? Let's go. Let's go. And then after this, guys, we're going to take a look at the new Hive. Ben's got some access to it. So we'll kind of, we'll let this fly here. Why don't we swap over to you, Ben? So what I'm going to do is at the bottom of your screen, you should have a present option. If you want to go ahead and present, and then I can show your screen, and you could show these guys this new Hive web GUI that you got access to that I'm jealous of.
Yeah, hope it's okay.
Baseball got. That's all right.
We're gonna find out.
Yep. I remember last stream asking you about miners for starters. You said get the KS Pro and an iPolo V1 Mini. For iPolo, should I keep it on ETC? Absolutely. Well, you can keep it mining ETC, but you don't want to get paid out in ETC. So look at unmineable and get paid out in a coin of choice that you want to stack. There's no real value. ETC is a highway. So like I would not stack ETC unless you know something that I don't, honestly. All right, Ben, you did it right. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Add to stage. So what are we looking at here? This looks all fancy.
So this is the new dashboard that you had earlier.
Yeah.
On yours, this is the new OS one. I have one of my containers. The very first one to get into it is the only one on it. It's on beta right now. Stuff's still coming. But yeah, I'll just start with the page. So
this is Hive OS Enterprise. So what's the difference between Hive OS Enterprise and like what I have access to?
Got your weather here.
Ooh. Okay.
Man, I don't know yet. I don't know if it's business level or what. I think it is my understanding that it's coming, but this is still beta, so they're still working on it.
Now, is this just for ASICs or is this also like GPU as well?
Probably just ASICs right now.
You think so? Okay. All right. Good to know. Okay.
You ask some questions I don't know.
Come on, Ben. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. So, obviously your hash rate over here, you move it along, shows your daily consumption at that time, all the stuff that you need to know. Your weather, which is really nice for me. I always like to know what's going on up at my place.
Interesting. That's
some
a little
markers
different.
Where you would connect your pool, and then we go.
Yep. So you have 235 ASICs in that container right now.
Yep. So like if you wanted, what's that?
You have 235 ASICs in that container. Ben's breaking up here.
On this one right now. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so one cool thing is you can go through and say, "Hey, I just want to look at all my Logic boards." Well,
that's nice.
I've got 196 ones, 196 with Logic, right? Yep. And if I want to say, do I got any BeagleBone? I unfortunately do. And I don't think I have.
Xilinx got one.
I do have one. I got one that's bad. Or something's going on with it. I don't know. Yep, got one. That's the best one. But yeah, it'll give you, like, you can check based on your temperature range. You know, I want to make sure.
That's kind of nice. So yeah, it's kind of nice that it kind of gives you that management perspective.
Yeah,
so
temperature range, but like say, let's
go they put it under vitals too. You can see your temps too.
Right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good. Now, are you able to like adjust like
so do your
are you able to
change
change
like
the
you
pool
did,
pretty quickly?
shows each inlet and outlet on the boards.
Police gonna get you.
Oh yeah.
I think you're breaking up. I think you're breaking up a little bit, Ben, but that's
just,
okay. We're hanging it.
We're
hanging in there,
just like normal.
So that Ben's breaking up quite a bit. You're breaking up quite a bit there, Ben. I think it's on your side.
Yep.
Do you want to try, Ben? Do you want to try to reconnect to the
I'm
Streamlabs?
sorry. Is that better?
No, I don't think it's your your voice. I think it's just your like connection. Why don't you try to reconnect for us, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, we'll let him reconnect. See what happens. So, waiting for that, guys. Right now our watts is 3,400 at the wall. If we take a look here, oh nope, let's swap you over. There we go. The one on the left is the 100 terahash. Ned's, yeah, that's right, 𝐁𝐸𝐻𝐵. So let's refresh here in Hive while we're waiting. We did boost this up to 4,000. We are at 120. We did go ahead and hit 120. Holy cow, why is that all goofy? Let's take a look here. There we go. Look at that, 120 terahash. And at the wall, we're at 3,400. The challenge is like, you got to think about like the S19K Pro. Like if we took, we're at 3,400 divided by 120, you're still at 28.3. Like, man, the world of like 20 is crazy right now. All right, Ben, welcome back to the Cool Kids Club. We'll see. So I was just saying we hit 120 terahash right now. And if we take a look here, we're at 3,479 is where we're at with this unit here. So 28 still. Yeah, is where we're at with this unit here. Man, I feel like such a snob looking. I feel like such a snob thinking like, oh, if it's not 20, it's not good anymore.
No, it's still good.
Yep.
I mean, it is what you're gonna get, right?
Yep. Yeah. That new GUI looks really, really good. How long have you been playing with it?
I got it yesterday, so I don't know a whole lot about it yet. And there's still a lot of changes coming to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Still a lot
good to
coming
know.
to
Absolutely.
it. Man, they're just and I'm I love Hive. Like I said, I've tried them all. Main thing I like about Hive is you can reach out to them and they just answer you pretty much instantly. Marcus is the man. He is always working, I feel like. So
trust me, I got Marcus and Keaton always available on Telegram, hitting them up. Like I bother them all the time now.
Always.
All the time.
I know, that's why I told him, I said, man, I feel like I'm making you work for me here, so sorry.
That's right. All right, so we're at 3,482. I'm going to refresh on this side here. Let's swap over here. We've dropped down 100. It does not. Yeah, man, it's dropping down 116. So it's up there. It's trying to hold up there, but it's definitely throwing a lot of watts at it. For sure. So yeah, Silicon Lottery, of course, I picked the 100 terahash unit that probably didn't want to cooperate. Yeah, 100%. Mump says here, the watt to terahash really depends on your power. Yep, 100. Yeah, yep. Agreed. I like it. So Ben, we didn't get to talk about earlier. We were talking about block ops a little bit. So are you guys open like strictly for hosting now, or are you using Musk Miners as a third party for that, or how's that working for you guys?
Either way.
Okay.
They're open for go through us, go through you, whoever, to get there. Or Musk, especially with the Caspa units, and get them through there where we're hosting them through him. So, I mean, so basically, nobody else right now that we know of is hosting Caspa. So that was kind of why we stepped out there and said, "Hey, let's do it."
Yeah,
it's
smart
obviously
play.
the best kid on the block right now. So why not? But I think it's here to stay. It seems like. I hope it doesn't turn into the next 𝐏𝐤𝐻, up and down. And
people keep
gone.
saying that, and I'm holding my breath. You know what I mean? I'm holding my breath.
All
Absolutely not. I can agree with that there. So have you guys settled on a public rate yet that you'll be offering for hosting, or is that like on a per customer level based off of MOQ, or where are you guys at?
Yeah, MOQ is like 20. I think he told me 20 or more, 7.5 cents. Anything less is 8. But the other thing that they got going on is what's called a profit sharing model, and they have that with a client right now, and it's on a month-to-month basis, no power deposit on the ASICs. Because that's one thing when you're sending off to be hosted. Everybody wants 2 months of power, right? Up front.
Correct. Like your upfront deposit. Yeah, correct.
Sometimes that's $300, $400, and you're like, dang, that's something you don't account for, right? And so that's waived on the profit sharing model. There is no long-term contract. It's month to month. Just to help save people from having to not get locked into a 1 or 2 year contract. The halving takes place, and a JPro is no good no more, right?
Yeah.
So some guys that have 4 or 5 units sitting around with JPros not doing anything, you can send them down to block ops and do a profit split. So what they're doing is they're passing on their cost of power to the customer. So there is no margin on the power. It's straight Bitcoin mining and splitting what's left over after the power at the end of each month.
Okay, so for those of you guys didn't hear that, so for you guys didn't hear that, 20 or above MOQ is 7.5, but then below 20, so let's say I have 1, it's 8 cents,
8 cents,
which is still really, really good. I mean, I think, you have your unicorns in the US where it's 6 or 6.5 and stuff, but most of the time, from what I've heard, like I've heard some are 5 to 6, but that's usually like their cost, and then they'll tack on 2 cents in order for profit. So then you're up to 7 or 8. I think that's actually pretty normal. Like a lot of the farms that I've talked to privately, I've visited several farms. That's where a lot of these guys are. No one's saying they're at 3 or 4 and then advertising that to a customer to say they're at 3 or 4. Like they got to make money on their side too. So yeah, that seems like that's the new norm with 8 cents there. What are your thoughts on the halving coming up and how that'll affect some of these hosting companies?
I think they better diversify as much as they can. There needs to be
smart.
You need to. I think as an operator and owner, of course, we don't do what I think sometimes. I have other partners that outrank me, but there has to. I think the best and I love my partners, so I'm not saying anything. But the best thing is, I feel like, is a hybrid model, right? Like a self-mine some, host some. That way you have that diversification, and you're taking. And I know we like to say, the risk is in the dollar, not in Bitcoin, right? And but we're taking a pretty large risk at Bitcoin going down, right? And then at the halving and all that. So we have if you had a model where you've done a little bit both hybrid, I think that's the best model you can do. And I would say that is also with your Bitcoin mining in general, right? So you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So if you have 10 miners, I feel like you should, and you're going to send them off to be hosted.
Yeah.
I feel like you should send some here, some there. That way, and if the power rate's a little different, it is what it is. But just like the, who was it, Ice River the other day, their whole facility went down.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yep.
What if all 10 of your units at that facility for 3 or 4 days, right? You're screwed.
Yeah,
you're not
smart.
doing anything.
Smart to diversify.
So I feel like you should send 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 there. Diversify, because we're going to have weather issues. Put them geographically at different places.
Yeah,
some
that's
up
smart.
north, some south. Maybe not in the U.S. Send them to Paraguay. There's all kinds of things.
That's where miners go to die. You just send them there and let them run till they die. You know what I mean?
That's right.
All right, so let's look here. Last thing, 34.85. So it looks like if I go ahead here.
So way too fast for you. That we allow that at our facility through Hive. Yep, right there. Yeah, we're allowing that through our facility at Hive. So you can do that now at Block Ops. That is something that we've thought about, because it's not always about obviously if you're hosting, you're in it. If you're a hostee, you're in it to make money. But if your client's not making money, then how are they going to pay you, right? Like, so you got to do what's best for both worlds. Our vision on that. So, if you do have some issues with that, just reach out to them and we'll get it going for you.
Yeah, it's a good call. Let me do this here. So we will share this screen. So if we're talking about profitability numbers here, so this unit, 116 at 34.85. I'm at 7 cents currently right now at my house where I have this immersion set up. So we are about $3.45 a day on this unit is where that's at on 7 cents. Now, if I was to take now my mining shed, which this unit is not in that shed, but if I was to move it over there, we're about $5.12 a day is what that would provide.
Before you change that, all right.
Yep.
Before you change that, go up to those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at? Yeah. So let's remember that right now. What did you say at 116 terahash? You're making what
116.
a day?
We were 512.
What are you making a day right now?
512.
All right. Change that number to 85 and 2000 and 1900 really. And let's just see what it says.
Okay. 85 and 1900. $4.54.
So it makes sense to overclock now, huh?
There you go. Look at that. Look at that.
Yep. That's why I was wondering when it makes sense to overclock.
Oh, because you guys, because you're set on like a low power mode right now for some of your ASICs, kind of buckling down during the bear market, running everything. You're absolutely right. Like I know a lot of farms were in that case where it was like it made sense to run everything on low power to get by during, because your operating costs are less. That was kind of how you viewed it. Right. So no, that definitely makes sense. Hey, either way, I'll take it. Puts this ASIC in a better place, So we're about 3,700 and 3,400 is where we're at right now. So before we started this, we were at 39 and we're at 3,050. So it kind of gives a good. Each of these are on their own circuit right now in my current shed. I do have the ability to add more to them if I want to, but they're on separate ones currently right now. I don't need those quite yet in my current shed, which is nice. Which is pretty cool.
Can I get a shameless plug here for the blockchain?
100%. What do you got? Go for it. Tell me, what is this blockchain council? Tell me about it.
Yeah. So Arkansas Blockchain Council, where several miners in throughout the state, some brokers, a couple of guys that we formed this council, and we got the first what's it called? Right to mine law. We got it pushed through. There you go. Arkansas
Come to Pennsylvania, please. Yeah.
yeah, we got it pushed through, and we're trying to become a regulatory body. Yeah, I'm not up there. Tom's up there. I gotta get my head shot.
Dang it, Tom. What the heck, Tom? Jeez.
Tom's the man, though.
Tom's the man. All right, I like Tom already.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I think he's over in. So that's what I want to say. So he's in West Virginia. He's the.
Okay.
I think he's the president of it right now. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm actually on the board, and and a couple of months ago, I was showing Ricky email, and I was like, yeah, because he's a member. He's not a board member, but he's a member. He goes, dude, you're on the board? I said, I sure am. I didn't know that. He said, that's what that email says. I was like, well, dang, I didn't know it. We have our first meeting that I've been a part of will take place tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
Oh, exciting.
But yeah, so just some lobbying. It's a big lobbying thing. It has some Satoshi Action Fund guys in it, stuff like that. But I think they're all like, I know they've been in Missouri working on some stuff in Missouri. So they're going to try to get it throughout every state, I think is what they're trying to do. But if you're interested, you don't have to be living in Arkansas. You can become a member of the Blockchain Council, and they're working to do a lot of Web3 stuff. Some Web3 guys are working with the Sam Walton Institute at the University of Arkansas. Walmart, Sam Walton, the Walton family. They're doing Web3 stuff with them, stuff like that. So you can join the Blockchain Council if you have any experience with Web3 software, dev type stuff, anything like that.
That's kind of cool.
Be happy to have y'all on. You can be a member. I think it's like $20 for a student and $40 for a. Oh, y'all got one too?
Well, there's one that says PA Block Coalition, so I looked at it, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Let me look at this. Become a member, or not become a member. I went and looked at the team. So I'm like, I'm looking at these people, and I'm like, none of these people are minors. Get out of here. So I would be that sour apple that would come to this meeting and go, how many of you are minors?
Yeah, I did that.
Yep, 100%. It's funny though, because in Pennsylvania there is TeraWolf's in Pennsylvania. They're actually like very close to me. They're on 3 Mile Island, actually, right next to 3 Mile Island Power Factory. But they're like closed off to the world. Like they don't allow tours, they don't do discussions, they do nothing. And I've talked with them many times, and they're like, "Oh, well, for our customers, we don't do any of that." And I'm like, "You don't host publicly, so who are your customers?" You know what I mean? And then that's right. And then there's another site in Pennsylvania that I've wanted to get connected with. They bought an old coal mine, and they're using the old coal, the old used coal, and they're using some type of generator process to break it down and use it to for their mining containers. They bought a whole field of, I don't know, what is that? I remember. Let me look here.
I think that guy lives here in Jonesboro. One of them guys that own that coal place.
Yeah. Let me look here. I should be able to find it pretty quick. What was the name of it? Let's see. Yeah, because it was up towards like Jim Thorpe area in Pennsylvania. Man, what was that? Maybe so. It was on the news and everything because it was all like this big like, hey, hubbub of like kind of reusing what was it, like green energy? I forget what that was. I'll have to find it because I tried to reach out to them on multiple occasions, even on their social media, and there's like nothing. And I'm like, like this is killing me.
The coal guys?
The coal guys too. Yeah.
Figure out their name, because I really do think that
Stronghold Digital Mining. Yeah, let's look here. I found an article, so that's why I was like interested. Let's look here. That's these guys. Yeah, let's look. Yeah, so it's Stronghold Digital Mining is what it is here. And like they're one of these these are one of those sites where like they're not advertising much at all. Like this is just a marketing site, unfortunately. Which isn't too helpful.
Go to team. Who's their
team?
There's not a guy on here named Nick, is there?
I don't know. Let's find out. Oh man, this guy Jeff Campbell. Look at this guy. He's an engineer right here. Look at this guy. Let's look here. No, I don't see a Nick on there at all. Let me see. I was gonna see if I could find more on it. There was a guy on my Discord or something that worked there. and he was very much like, yeah, they don't do anything related to XY. You know, like he was very much like, yeah, good luck trying type of deal to get a hold of them or anything. Stronghold Digital Mining from PA. Crypto Craig is talking about there. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to go and do a tour there because they're right in Pennsylvania, and I'd love to like see that. But I don't know if they're. My guess is they're all self-mined. So like most companies that are self-mined are not interested in outside publicity because there's no benefit to them from a marketing perspective.
Right.
So I can see that. I can see that from their from their avenue there. But yeah, cool.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up there, guys. Thank you guys for joining Ben and I. Look at Bitcoin shirt there. So Ben, I'm going to put your Twitter in chat if people do want to go ahead, follow you, reach out to you for questions. As I said, guys, Ben is working with Block Ops for hosting, 8 cents if you're below 20 units and 7.5 cents if you're above 20 units. And they're Arkansas, is that where that's located, or is that Kansas?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours from my place. Yeah.
Okay, so you are in Arkansas there, which is great.
Yep.
Air cooled at that facility there,
warehouse
which is nice.
Facility, not containers. Warehouse.
Not container, warehouse style. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Cool.
You'll get down. We'll get you a video here soon.
There we go. Hey, I'm waiting. I might be getting down there. I'm looking forward to it.
That's it. But yeah. Also, the profit sharing thing too. So y'all have some units sitting around and not running, we can always talk about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's actually a really good point there. That's actually a really good point there. Cool. Well, guys, thank you guys for joining.
From the having worries of that.
That's that is the what do you call that, like the Bitcoin halving emergency option. That's what you guys have right there, which is pretty cool.
That's it. Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Keep an eye out tomorrow. I do have my KS2 video dropping on Caspa, so keep an eye out for that. It makes me about $41 a day, which is awesome. Love it. My most profitable miner right now. But anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for joining. From myself and Ben, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
All right, see ya.